It's very acute right now. I mean, paradoxically, it's much more acute now than it was after 9/11. We all should remember that, was it 2 days after 9/11, George Bush paid a visit to a mosque. He made a particular point of saying Islam is a religion of peace. Our contention is with murderers and assassins. It's not with Islam. And nothing was said. Maybe it was because, it was a conservative president in the White House. But it's quite extraordinary and tragic to me that as we come up to the 10th anniversary, the level of paranoia is so much more wild, really, than it was right after the attack itself.
Why is that?
Well, I think actually it's because the country is in a time of discontent and the economy is in such bad shape. And when that happens, there's a certain amount of bubbling fury going on. And the bubbling fury is available for those who know how to manipulate it to go to ugly places that have nothing to do with their economic predicament. But people want to sound off the famous "I'm as mad as hell, I won't take it anymore" from Network. You're my favourite film, no doubt.
Yeah, a classic movie from the 1970s.
Right.
The bubbling fury, as it were, has been manifested recently in two controversies. One, the Islamic Center near Ground Zero, and two, the threat by that Florida pastor, Terry Jones, to burn the Quran, which he ultimately did not do over the weekend.
Right.
Do you think the issue is done and dusted? It will prevent any further fallout, or the damage has been done, there could be more fallout ahead?
Well, I do think when one actually has Sarah Palin taking pains to have expressions of regret or warning against Terry Jones' burning of the Quran, it's a good sign, actually. It means, it may be by the sheer lunacy and extremism of the gesture that it's taken some of the gas actually out of the most vicious forms. I think in the long term, the one thing I thought you were going to mention that is connected in some sort of peculiar way is the anti-immigrant hysteria embodied in the Arizona legislation and the fallout from that. There is at the moment a kind of neurotic defensiveness about America under attack, whether it's by illegal immigrants coming across the border or whether it's by, the potential harm that Islam might do to America. And it just needs responsible politicians of the kind, that prevailed during the time of the McCarthyite craziness, simply to remain calm, starting with the president, who's been excellent despite one step forward and one back, Mayor Bloomberg, who's been heroic in his consistency and fortitude in this respect. It remains for people to simply articulate decency, even if they disagree.
So is this anti-Islamic sentiment, this acute level of Islamophobia that we're seeing in America, is it a new wave of xenophobia, like we've seen before? No. The yellow peril, anti-Irish sentiment.
Exactly, against Jews. The know-nothings built an entire political party against the notion that America would go down, and we're talking the 1840s, as you know, go down the drain if American blood was diluted with, heaven forbid, the Irish with Catholics. So the wonderful and extraordinary paradox about America is it's a unique experiment in people of different cultures and religions living together, punctuated every so often by hysterics on that very same subject. So you can expect it to go on, die down, come back again to bite us.
Now, 20% of Americans believe that Barack Obama is Muslim, which is incorrect. Why do so many Americans believe that?
It's why do so many Americans read the National Enquirer and actually think that green men have arrived in the form of cheese? You can barely get a majority in the United States to believe that evolution is accepted science. The level of kind of credulousness and fantasy in America from the Great Awakening on, no disrespect to that religious revival, there's been a tendency to say, what I know, it's the illumination of my heart, the dazzlement of my eyes. I don't want to hear what you call a reasonable argument. I know under the cover what I know, that Barack Hussein Obama is truly a Muslim and a Trojan horse for a Stalinist Soviet Union planted in Idaho. What do you do about that except give people, if you're British, lots of cups of tea and hope they calm down?